It's time to leave Ecuador. Our 90 days are almost over. Leaving Cuenca in the rainy season isn't easy because some of the major roads in or out of the city are closed due to landslides. The E59 via Giron and Pasaje has just opened again, but we encounter a lot of obstacles and a huge landslide on our route south. After crossing the border, we turn east into northern Peru to get to Cuelap, but the ruins had just been closed due to a collapsing wall, and so we continue further into the Amazon region of Peru.
So, we're leaving Cuenca. We're on the bypass. After 3 weeks, we're now heading down to the border with Peru. It's a beautiful sunny day. We can actually see the Las Cajas mountains. I'm just filming this because it's really nice weather, nice and green, but we just have to look ahead. And when the trees are gone, you can see already the clouds coming in. I assume we're in the fog in a minute. Well, we miss out the bad weather because we're going down the other side. This is the stretch that had a lot of landslides here lately. They cleaned up the road, but you can see what came down here, and it went all across the road. Wow. It was about 3 weeks ago when we got to Cuenca. Miriam told us that the road to Gijon is blocked. All this water that we have on this street here is not from a current rainstorm. It is actually draining out of the vegetation here. The ground is soaked with water. That's why you see so many landslides here. I had this for a night stop. Well, thank God we didn't stop here. It's a very small one. Giron. Pronounce that correctly. These are large topaz here. I'll give you a slash or something. It's one of those typical little towns in Ecuador. Holy moly. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Jesus. That is really bad. I hope nobody was on here when it actually collapsed. Ooh. Look at this. I mean, the hole is just completely cracked. It's a good job we've got time to do this stretch to the border, because this is exactly what we expected. Lots of places where we have to be really, really careful. It's a heavy rainy season here in Ecuador and the northern parts of South America anyway. So you just have to be careful. Look at that. Oh, that just came down recently. They're still working here. Ooh, nice muddy stretch. Thank you, thank you. Really good that we have some cars in front of us. So it must be a huge drop here. We just saw them bumping along. It doesn't look like anything when you're on top of it, but you can. If you don't slow down, you break your axles or something. But I've got the best driver in the world, so I don't have to worry. She also watches everything behind her and in front of her. Something is happening here. Obviously it's one-way traffic. Probably another bridge that came down. That looks really yummy, doesn't it? That's a lot of chicken. This is the problem here. Obviously, there's a river that went across the road. They are working on it. I hope we can get through here. It looks super muddy. It looks like they have to move the mud out. They just told me that at 5:30 last night the river went all across here. Oh, that's really bad. People died here, she told me. It came down between 5 and 6 last night. are gone. This is really, really bad. Wow. This is super bad. Even the locals are worried about it. This is really, really bad. You can see it went up the whole wall here and crashed down. You can see that building across on the other side. And this is obviously what they could fetch out of the river here. Wow. Look at all the mud here. Wow. Poor people. This is the other side. You can see the mud that came up all to these steps here. It seems to be okay to pass. Yeah, it's quite firm. We shouldn't have a problem. They're doing a great job here. We are now getting through. But this is horrible. Somebody told me that nobody died. Or at least they think that nobody died. But they've opened it up for both traffics now, and then they will continue working on this one. Yeah. When I came here, there was a lot of mud. They moved it all out of the way. And if you look to the left in a minute, there you can see what a force came down. Two landslides collided to my right, and they ended up in the river. And they took everything down with them. Look at this building here. It's completely, the whole pavement is crashed down and tumbled everything here. Look at that. Wow. I hope there was nobody in there when it all happened. Yeah, we could have stopped at this gas station here for the night. Holy crap, we were lucky. It was just in our time when we probably would have passed that area here. Horrible. This is quite an adventurous road, we have to say. We have to take it nice and slow here. We just decided not to buy property in Ecuador because we've seen it everywhere. You can't buy anything in the mountains because you might be on a mudslide. You can't be anywhere near a water source because that's dangerous. And you can't go down to the beaches either because we had floods there too. Another one just recently took the sign out. Rocks. Look at that. It's a good job it's not raining today. I would be shitting my pants, honestly. Yeah, I would. And I admit it. It's not my kind of thing. It's a beautiful drive, really, but all we do is stare on the tarmac to see what's going on there. You can't even really enjoy the beautiful scenery here. Almost every 100 meters something is happening here. We've already had that on the road to Mindo. Look at this. Sheer rock. Please. This is super scary, honestly. It wouldn't be scary if we wouldn't have seen what we've already seen. You know, we would just drive through here without a doubt. But now we're totally tensed up. We need a break in a minute. I am, yeah. Helen has no. I'm the chicken shit here. I admit it. You come around the corner and you never know what to expect. I'm so glad Helen's driving. We're already down at 1,000 meters now, and it's getting a lot hotter. We had 18 degrees on the top, and we're aiming for 30 now. Always hard on our buddies. This landscape is changing dramatically now. I think we need a coffee. I need a coffee break.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We're not gonna get, hopefully, not washed down the mountain. This was the gas station we were aiming for last night, but then we ended up stopping in Cuenca because we wanted to get some propane in the morning. If we would have gone for this one, we would have gotten into the landslide. That looks like an eagle up there. It's very windy today. He's
There are 4 different border crossings between Ecuador and Peru. We did the one in Macara, southwest of Loja, on our way up north more than 2 years ago. You can also go directly south from Loja via Vilcabamba and Zumba across the La Balsa border, but we got information from Kevin that the road is rough for about 60 kilometres, and we really don't want to drive that in the rainy season. So we take the E59 via Giron to Pasaje, and then the E25 directly south to the Lalamore border crossing.
Look at that. They're coming around the corner. Oh shit. These are huge. Hopefully nobody's coming now with speed around the corner. Holy camoli. Whoa. Look at this. There you can see the river. Look how wide it is. We are on the southern ring road of Pasaje. It's in a horrible condition, but we're turning off. Hopefully it gets in better towards the border. Now we're driving out of Pasaje, and the road, thank God, is a lot better. It's, I don't know how long we have to get to the border, but it's going to be at least 200 kilometers south. 225 says the pilot. She knows everything. So here we are, and it's 34 degrees outside. It's hot, dusty. We prefer the mountains. This is banana country again. Lots and lots of bananas. There's still lots of bananas here in bags, still to be harvested. We've seen that in Colombia already, these huge banana plantations. They are hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. They feed the rest of the world. And bananas take an awful lot of water to grow, just as avocados do. That's a big road here. Oh, that must be the coastal route. It's huge.
Gonna get through this thing.
Holy camoli.
I can't see what's behind him, otherwise I want to go.
Wow, that's there's no traffic light here. How are we supposed to cross this? You can possibly go halfway and lean a little bit.
I'll have
yeah. Because this is a major highway.
halfway.
Ja. Go a little schräg already. Du kannst. Alles frei, yeah. Ooh, that was a gap. That's kind of scary. You come out of the middle of nowhere, a country road. And now we're on the Troncal de la Costa, obviously the main highway along the coast here. Wow. That was a little scary. And I went off the gas and all of a sudden we came up to this huge highway. View here towards the border. This is really, I don't know if they do that on purpose here so you slow down, but it's quite dangerous here again. It's a beautiful valley we're driving through, but these rocks on our left, they're obviously very brittle. Crossing the bridge at a small place here, Puyo or something. We're in the small town of Alamo, and we parked up for the night in front of a family house. It was kind of really foggy last night, sun was down, and we had to find a spot for the night. We were meant to go up this road here, but it looked so steep that we just decided to turn left and found a parking spot here. He's just sitting up there, watching the traffic. Hello. We haven't even driven 2 meters. Then we have the first obstacle. There's probably a hole underneath there. Oh, we're on our last 85 kilometers to the border with Peru. It's a beautiful sunny day. We're early. It's not even 10 o'clock yet and we're on the road. And it's a nice road down to the Lalamore border. And We have some cars. And guess who's got right of way? Huh? Guys?
Move over a teeny bit, guys, and I can go around you.
Put your second gear in, sweetie. Good morning. Yeah. Good ladies. Ciao. So we made it to Peru, 1.5 hours, and I got bitten by a dog again. Well, he kind of nudged me with his sharp teeth. Didn't go through the skin, but it was in my calf. So Helen was not amused. It's a long story with the border. It was very, very hot, but otherwise it went okay. We got our SOAT as well, which is the car insurance for Peru. Cost us $22. And otherwise we've got all the paperwork done. Now we're heading to Solana, I think, bigger town, to do some shopping and to get some money, some solis. And then we're gonna hopefully make it a little further towards the mountains. This is a terrible road here with, I think they do that on purpose after the border. Before we got to the border, we were checked by Ecuadorian police twice. There's a big difference in gas prices or diesel prices on each side of the border, and I think they are looking for people who are actually buying diesel in Ecuador and then selling it illegally across the border. But we were okay, and that was our border crossing. So once you get to Peru on the coastal line, it's a desert landscape. What a change to Ecuador. But here we are again, second country after the pandemic. They didn't even want to see our vaccination passes or anything, did they? They didn't even ask.
Yeah, because I think they know that Ecuador does that, because they wanted to see.
Yeah. Mini Torpe, because there is a farm. No signs. You come around the corner and you have to step on the brakes. Never mind. Yep, we're definitely in Peru. You can see the difference between Ecuador and Peru. Peru has always been, at least on the coastline, super, super filthy. Don't know why they do that. Goats are going home. Ciao. Famous tuk-tuks of Peru everywhere. Actually some palm trees and bananas. They have irrigation here. Don't know where the water comes from, but they can obviously grow stuff here. All of a sudden from sand to green. We're about 20 kilometers before Solana, and it's definitely agricultural area here. They're growing rice here. Rice and bananas. You can see those green and white plastic bags they use here for covering up the bananas, and it's just rubbish on the side of the road. The wind will take it away, blow it all across the country. And for bananas and rice you need a hell of a lot of water, and we're in the desert here. They're sorting the bananas here. So here's our first gas station. Diesel $14.99, 15 solis is not too bad actually. $4 something. We were told it's $7 here, but that's not too bad. So we got to the first big town in Peru. We're crossing a river here. Oh yeah. It actually is a big river. I think it's 3.75 solis to the dollar at the moment. We're in the middle of the desert, and we parked up at this beautiful gas station. 20 minutes later this party started. Could be going on all night. It's actually good music, but when you're inside it echoes from the wall behind us.
It started 20 minutes
after we got here.
Who has a party at a petrol station? And it's a real party. Somebody's birthday party.
They have the seats out there.
The seats out and God knows what else. I mean, who does that? Peru. It's a Saturday night.
Yeah. Just cleaned the window at the gas station
Sandstorm.
that we stayed at last night, and We have a first detour here. They're building a new drain system. It's obviously a lot of water coming down from the mountains too here in Peru. I wouldn't be surprised. It's dust and dust in the desert of Peru, and filth and dirt. Not our favorite part of Peru, we have to admit that. But we're heading into the mountains.
Lots of rubbish, trash everywhere.
And Helen is so not amused. She doesn't like the northern parts of Peru. Donkey nearly got run over. Vorsicht, da ist die Schnur, dass du da nicht...
Ja, ich weiß.
Poor thing. Next one. Within 2 kilometers of the other. And now we're just behind the truck. Yippee yay, so much for my clean motorhome. I just cleaned it in Cuenca. Just cleaned the windows this morning. We're zooming along the highways here, and we're in sight of the Peruvian Andes. But it'll be a few hundred kilometers before we actually get up into them. It's a nice road. We're on the PE1. 1NJ. Yeah, that's what we're on. And it's the main truck route for oil trucks to get into the Peruvian Amazon region. So it's a really nice road to drive on. Wow. There's part of the road missing here. That's why. Yeah, that's why. It. I think it just pressed down. Holy moly! Or maybe they took it down to stabilize it a little bit. There's all these dusty towns. Well, they actually put some flowers out. Look, that's really nice. Little church. And otherwise, everything is built into the sand. There wouldn't be a road going through here. I don't know. Build a fence here. And actually, they're growing stuff. There's some fruit trees here. I think that's what they're doing. They're channeling the water from the mountains to grow fruit and vegetables here. We're coming around the corner, and this has clearly been washed out. This is one of these dry riverbeds, but I'm surprised actually that it's dry because we're in the middle of the rainy season.
They get flash floods, I think.
Yeah, flash floods maybe took all the part of the road out. So much for zooming along with 80 kilometers an hour. We're going east into the mountains of Peru. It's much greener here now too. Helen is going fast. Half the road is missing there. Wow, that's a double remolque. We're now over 1800 meters and the fog's rolling in. Temperature dropped from 30 to 18. It's nice and cool, but it's a super windy road, so we have the heater running. Not because it's cold outside, but because our engine is maybe overheating a little. This is amazing. These countries here, within an hour you go from the desert into the high mountains. This is just incredible. Yeah. The clouds are wafting up. It looks like fire from the bottom. We're stuck behind these trucks here. We're trying to overtake these trucks here. And if anything happens, the ambulance is right in front of us. I don't want to jinx it now, but it's not. And I get this look from Helen from the side. Holy camoli. How many trucks are in front of us now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oha. And the ambulance is going. They don't leave space. That's a shitty thing. They should leave us some space. This is a true thrill ride again. There's a cow on the road apparently, and the trucks have to go around the cow. Yeah, there's lots of cows here. Chicas, our life is hard enough without you guys, huh? Oh, I can't see if anything. Oh, nothing. They are strengthening the road or something here. I think they're blocking the river here. They're building a road up on the top, maybe. Anyhow, we just figured out that on a Sunday, obviously they stopped with the road construction, which means lots of trucks are on the way, because at the last peaje I saw a sign of opening hours and closing hours of this highway. But we think the problem is the river is coming up too high, so they're kind of building a bank here for the river to save the road from being washed away completely. Growing rice down there. Donkey dust time. Dust in something else, I think. Huh? Was that good? There's lots of water. There is the dam. Here it is. Rice growing everywhere. There's a huge waterfall coming down these rocks there. Now we're going through a real vado, which stands for a dip where water comes through. It's a little stream. No big deal, of course. It just makes it only muddy and dirty. We have real trees here, look at that. That's very unusual. They must have been planted, of course, but it looks really, really nice. So this is our third day of driving in Peru. We had a busy morning because our fan wasn't working. Our fan that we put on when the engine gets too hot. We have a loose connection there. We fixed it. Lots of people came and looked over our shoulders. It was a very interesting morning. Very nice people here. And Abraham,
We borrowed some electrical tape.
we borrowed some electrical tape, and we're going over the bridge here, across a real big river. Nice bridge. And the guy who parked in front of us, Abraham, he has a friend who lives near Cuenca, and he phoned him up because he heard that the ruins of Cuenca are closed due to a mudslide, and lo and behold, it's closed for a month. We would have turned off to go all the way down there to have a look at it, but it's not open. The teleférico is not working, nothing is working. So Abraham saved us about 300 kilometers because we have to get in and back out of Cuenca. We're right next to the river here, and you can see how much water is in there. And I'm not even filming that anymore because basically on every kilometer we have diversion, or half of the road is missing, or there's gravel. You can see the force of the river here. It's just washing everything out. No wonder that there was a landslide. You can actually see up here on the hill those huge landslides. Let's hope it's nothing more serious than that. I just finished my video, and then 2 minutes later we've got to stop here. Lots of people are lined up. Apparently we have to wait for at least an hour. I'm going to check it out. Helling's favorite job, to wait in the queue. No, media hora. I spoke to them. Media hora. It's for 5 kilometers. Half of the road is missing. He said afterwards we have a clear run to Tapapoyo. What's it called? Tarapoto, whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Just globally.
Well, that's what he said.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
So that wasn't too bad. It was only 5 minutes more, not half an hour. So we waited for about 10, which is good. And now we have to crawl behind all this traffic. Somewhere is the landslide. Of course, they put a tope before the bridge. There's no need for that, really. Holy crap. Look at these overhangs here. Ugh. Don't like the look of that. It's not my kind of thing. Yeah, I guess this river has been a lot higher. You can tell by the rocks. You can see the mud here everywhere. We're going up some switchbacks now. And of course there's always people overtaking. They don't have the patience.
It's going a bit slow, so
Yeah.
if he stays over.
But the actual road is down by the river, but it was completely taken out, and we saw a bridge that collapsed as well. It looked like a footbridge though. Yeah, you can see the river down there and all these landslides. It could be that the river was blocked by the landslides and then washed out of the road. Or tuk-tuk. We're going down these switchbacks now. We got past the construction. This is the old road. I have no idea if we can see anything. And we're still not done. We're going. I tell you, this is not easy here. The river's all the way down there now. There's switchbacks down there that are blocked off. Yeah, they take us over the top here to get back down to the rest of the road. Obviously it's all washed out down there. It's kind of scary because we've got this sandstone stuff right next to us. Doesn't really look very good, does it? Oh, watch your corner.
You see that down there? One of the bridge completely underwater. Have a look, see if you can.
Yeah.
Might be able to see it. Completely underwater.
You concentrate on it. This looks really nasty too here. Yeah, the road used to be down at the bottom. We're going over the top here now. Yeah, it's gone over. Look at this one. It's already sliding off here as well. Let's get out of here as fast as we can. You can see all the mud from the river here. I bet the old road was somewhere underneath there. I switched the camera on to late because he just went through the water here. And it's, yeah, go over to the left. Yeah. Ah, nice. This is not an easy road, but it's not too bad. There's our tire. Yeah, it's nothing. This is really scary. It starts to rain and all these overhang here. Oh. Me no likey. But look at the rainforest ahead. Oh, see, she lost her satellite reception because we actually have the rocks on top of us now. It's a tough road. If the road is fine, we get rain. That's a spectacular landscape here. This was our spot for the night in the mountains, 2,000 meters high. It's a small restaurant. It belongs to Manuel and Jessica and their daughter Adriana. And we just found it by chance before the sun was going down. This morning there's a checkpoint here, but they are only checking for paperwork. And we are going further east later on. Another huge, and we're just set off. Wow. It's been a while ago though. The thrill ride continues.
After 5 long and exhausting driving days, we're looking forward to a rest in the Amazon region of Peru, but we still have 150 kilometers to go.
This is Laguna Pumacochas, and in a minute we're driving through the town of Pumacochas. Lots of tuk-tuks. typical Peruvian town, the facades, the front facades are usually painted or somehow decorated, and then the rest is not finished or will never be finished. And it makes these towns look really, really ugly. Reminds us of China. It's the same thing there. They put tiles on the outside, and that was that. All these half-finished buildings. Very, very typical. It's not very good, nicely looking here. Ugh. I really, 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 really don't like these roads. Oh yeah. Shit, 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 shit. You can see it's wet on the ground, which means I don't even want to think about it. So we're already in Argentina. We zoomed ourselves to Argentina, Buenos Aires. One of these little villages along the way. We are at 1800 meters. It's nice and cool still. We're just bimbling along here. We're actually driving through a real forest here, and the leaves are falling. We didn't expect that. It's partially rainforest. These must be cultivated trees because they're losing their leaves. That's something you don't usually have in the jungle because it's an evergreen thing. There's a snake right in front of us. Look at her. It's a green snake. Ooh, yeah. Don't go over her.
No, I'm not going to.
No, let her go past. She's across the road now. We got to a mirador. Yeah, it's quite a long loop before you get all the way down there. And then it's looking from above. Oh, Helen just has a butterfly that is orange and likes Helen's orange shoes. It really likes you, doesn't it? Poor thing. Helen's shoes are very popular with insects. Now she's got a little bee, or what is that? Huh? What are you, a bee? And the butterfly likes her so much, he's now on her Helen's ears. Maybe it's looking for some protection. Never mind. Vámonos, huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay guys, time to go.
They're coming with Helen. Both of them gone? No, the butterfly is still there.
The bee's over there.
But the butterfly is still there. Bee's coming back, bee's coming back. Bee alarm, bee alarm, bee alarm. Now Helen gets stung.
Don't sting me. I will not like that.
Now Helen has to run. So now we gotta walk back the millions of small steps. Snake? That's a real beauty here. Wow, you're giving me the whole show, huh? Yeah, you are beautiful. They're drying their coffee beans here. We're now down to 900 meters, and this is part of the Peruvian Amazon region. I'm not quite sure if we go even further down, but it's definitely already a little hotter. Drying of coffee beans here everywhere. Seems to be a coffee region. They use every square foot of drying coffee beans here.
In our next video, we visit the Santa Elena Ecological Reserve near Rioja and go on a fantastic 6-hour boat trip through the Amazon forest. We're lucky to encounter the red howler monkeys for the first time in our lives, and also sloths and other interesting animals.
He's looking at us.